Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today we are discussing living with a book, and the book in question is called The Postmodern Condition by Jean-François Lyotard. It is the book where Jean-François Lyotard coined the term postmodern, postmodern condition, and that started this entire idea and its whole effect on the 20th century. I was challenged to read the book because someone told me I did not understand postmodernism and what it was really about, so I figured I would go to the source and read the master himself. And this was interesting because I read the book at least twice, and I then made a series of videos, and for each video I had to revisit the argument and reorganize it, so I really got to see his point of view in several ways. The first time I read the book was quite challenging because his French is not easy, and he's throwing a lot of ideas and explanations on background things, so I had to spend a lot of time just reading 2-3 pages and sleeping over it so I could arrange the ideas and understand what was happening. I learned a lot of interesting ideas and facts about science, so I enjoyed reading the book and I learned a lot about it, and it sounded like his argument was quite solid. He's essentially making an anarchist argument, which is the idea that we should have very small to no government, people should self-regulate themselves, and contracts should be short, breakable. There should be no contracts that you are forced to enter into, like a school system or a health system. You should be able to negotiate them with everybody. And he's going further. He's saying, because society is always in flux, we are always moving on nodes of communications, contracts, and so life contracts should be short. We should be able to negotiate our own contracts, for example, with our partner if we get married, and break them. And these contracts are not going to be eternal, they should have a limit. It sounded like a good argument, but when I was reading the book the second time, I figured, okay, now I want to get rid of all the background explanation and just to tease out his argument and see what's happening. And that's where I went into trouble, because a lot of the stuff that I found really interesting actually did not matter for his argument. For example, his whole background story about science is cool. It's very interesting to read, but it has nothing to do with his argument because it's just science. Science is what it is. But as it turns out, he's saying that society now is turning into one giant system, that people are trying to build like one system that controls everybody, which I don't disagree with. It's one of the ideas of anarchism, but then that science is actually integrated and used by the system to further itself, to protect itself, and to grow. So the system is using science for its own gain. And science has a number of meta-narratives, which are big beliefs on which science is built. And that's where the trouble comes, is because when Lyotard is citing the meta-narratives, these big beliefs that scientists have, he's citing the hermeneutic of meaning, which doesn't mean anything. It's something Lyotard made up, he doesn't explain it anywhere in the book, and it just sounds fancy, but it has no meaning. He's citing the life of the spirit, and he's saying that science thinks that it's trying to understand the spirit of life and how it's working. And that's where you have to back up and be like, wait a second. You made a really strong argument and explanation about science, you know, the way it's navigating the impact of money on science. And then you say that scientists is a language game, so it's only people negotiating with each other. And it used to have these two big goals, which was understanding the life of the spirit and the hermeneutic of meaning. At some point, he says that some people also had this enlightenment idea of that if people had the knowledge, they would be more free. So you would try to find the knowledge and teach people to make them more free. But when you look at science, none of the goals are true. Scientists are trying to understand what is truth, how is the real world working, and to putting into concepts and words and ideas that people can understand. And Lyotard is completely skipping the notion of experiments. The fact-checking is completely gone from his entire book. And it has to be on purpose, because he clearly talked to scientists and read scientists when he was preparing his book, so he did it on purpose, like moving away from reality and fact-checking and experiment to paint science as a language game, and then to crap on it and break it and say we cannot go with science, we have to go with something else. And that's why the book was trying to break apart. But interestingly, I tried to find if I could save his argument. Does he make a strong argument for his point? And if you are calling on the anarchist tradition, which has very strong arguments in favor of this view of not having government or having everybody negotiating for themselves, you kind of get why he's going. But he sounded like he was hiding it into his book. You know, like trying to hide his explanation on his goal by using a lot of words about about science, because probably 60 to 80% of the book is just talking about science, which is not very relevant to his point. It could be done in a lot of shorter times. And that's where I think that he's trying to manipulate people, and it's not such a fair point, because he's not being truthful, and the argument that he's making is not supported by his claims. So when people cite him as saying the truth, it's not really true. It's himself showing off. Now, there is one point that I found really interesting in the book that actually made me think and challenge my view of the world. He said that science is trying to find one explanation of the world. It's moving towards like a one system. And a lot of society or nationalism and states are also trying to have like one systems that can work for everything. And what he said that Karl Marx, when he designed communism, designed on purpose his theory with two groups, right? The people who have the means of production and the people who don't. And he said the way he designed it in two groups is to make sure that it would never be fitted in one system. You would always have an opponent class. And he says that way he made a theory that could never be integrated into the whole system. And that was the fault of Karl Marx when he made his theory. And I thought that was a really interesting point, like the fact that Marx's theory is always built on two groups and never on one. You know, it's always divisive. It's always dividing people into at least two groups. And what Lyotard is saying, he's saying, yeah, okay, but the project of Karl Marx failed. If you consider USSR, in theory, it was a working people's communist society, but in practice, everything that the workers wanted was denied to them. They did not have the freedoms, they could not assemble, they could not unionize, they were not managing the means of production. You always had like an elite class ruling over them. And he said that in the Western world, the project also failed. And these Marxist ideas are now used as a check and a control for the government. So it's kind of like, it's like this little independent controlling tool that's checking what the government is doing and pushing back if it's going too far. And it's a regulating organism, but it lost its purpose. And that's why Lyotard is saying we need to move to something else, something that can never be assimilated into one system, because we want to break the system. It's his goal, breaking the system. I mean, he's an anarchist at heart. And that's why he's building his whole theory. And I think it's very fundamental to understand that by definition, this book makes it go against the scientific project. Because the scientific project is uniting people together with one knowledge. You can come from whichever tribe you want. You can access this knowledge. It's in books, it's in explanation, and people are welcome to it. Because the goal is that you can access it and it's for everyone. Even if it has horrible origin, even if the scientists were absolutely awful people, in the end it's something that should be accessible to everybody. And that's one of the things I'm taking away from the book, is the fact that people who built on Lyotard and people who built on anarchism wanted to make a system that could never be united people, you know, that would always be divisive, that will always exclude people. And we see it today, for example, when theories based on social construction, often they divide people in the groups. It's very divisive and it's built on purpose, because you need to divide people if you want them to fight and if you want to break stuff. If everybody is agreeing more or less and getting along together, you're not gonna get to fight them each other. That's my takeaway from the book. I kind of like it. I don't think I would recommend you to read it because it's very complicated and there is a lot of semi-untruth and things that don't hold on. But I learned a lot. And if you have to take away one thing from this video, it's this notion of divisiveness and the fact that Lyotard was very aware of it and that he's building it into his arguments. So people who build on Lyotard probably built on this idea as well. On this, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and you can check out one of the other videos, and I wish you a nice day.